Well, hey artists, welcome back to Miss Raga's art room. Okay, it's bubble paper time. This is one of my favorite forms of printmaking. It gives you this really cool, because that's really technically what it is. We're making a monoprint. We're making a print of these bubbles. And you can use watercolor, you can use food coloring, you can use liquid watercolor. I actually think food coloring works really well for this. So let's make some bubble prints together. All right, what you'll need is a glass, a straw, some water, of course, some dish soap, and a little bit of food color. If you've got liquid watercolors or regular tray watercolors, or, oh my goodness, I'm glad I can bring this tray out again, our gorgeous homemade watercolors, all of the above will work, okay? The key to getting really good bubble paper mixture is actually having the color be really concentrated. All right, so first we're gonna start with just a little bit of water in the bottom of this glass. And when I say a little bit, I mean like a little bit. I don't know if you can see here, but there's maybe like 2 tablespoons of water in there, not a lot. Okay, now we're gonna add a bunch of drops of food coloring. So I'm gonna make some yellow bubble paper color. Okay, so we're gonna get a really high concentration of food color in there. Now, if you had less food color in there and more water, it will still work. It's just that your print is gonna be less concentrated. The color is gonna be lighter. Does that make sense? Okay, and then to this cup, a squirt of dish soap. I'm using paper straws, so they get a little bit soggy. I've had them left over from a party for ages. So, you know, the paper straw gets a little bit soggy, but it still works. Still works fine. And then give that dish soap a little bit of a squirt, or a little bit of a stir. A little extra squirt there. You want lots of bubbles. Okay, now I'm working with index cards here. Again, any paper will work. This is just a half sheet of computer paper. You can get paper out of your recycling bin. You name it, you can do it. I've also got some other colors I already made here. I've got some purple, got some green, I've got some blue. So you can print multiple colors onto the same page. So let me show you how this works. So you're gonna take your straw and you're gonna blow some bubbles. Now the bubbles are going to come to the top of the cup. You're going to take your card or your paper and you're going to tap the card or paper onto the bubbles. Some people like to actually blow the bubbles with the card over top and let the bubbles like really hit against it. And you can see what happens is the bubbles make a stain because of the food coloring. All right, let's print some more colors. Let's do some blue colors here. Oops, I accidentally grabbed 2 index cards. Didn't mean to do that. Again, you can use any old paper you have. Now again, there's really nothing in this that can go bad. It's just food color and dish soap. So once you make one of these mixtures, it kind of lasts indefinitely. There's not anything that can go bad in it. It's food coloring, it's dish soap, and water. So you could keep these stored in a airtight container in like a little plastic Tupperware or whatnot, and they'd be good to use for days. So maybe you make some bubble prints one day, and then the next day you want to do some more or do something different. I will also give you the color recipe for how to make colors like purple and green and orange if you like at the end of this video as well. And there it is. There are beautiful bubble paper prints. And then again, all that's left to do is let this dry. You can do any number of different color combinations. And we can do all sorts of beautiful things with these art papers. We can draw over top of them. We can turn them, like I said, into cards. We can actually cut them apart and collage other artwork as a part of them. Lots of different ways we can work, again, with these gorgeous art papers. All right, so I'm gonna set this aside. Please join me in our next video to do some mono print making with whipped cream. All right, see you again soon in the art room.